Today on Good Morning Gardeners, the jalapeno has dropped, the spaghetti squash continues to struggle, and the peppers are oranging. Okay, so this morning I come out and I see in the garden that the jalapeno has dropped. It was always a little bit awkward, so I'm kind of excited that it came off because it came out like this. We had a lot of things going on in the flower department. These wildflowers have all grown very, very strong, but no flowers today, so we're just going to wait until they bloom. One thing I will note is that there's a little bit of molding going on. That's because we've had a lot of rain and these flowers are really grouped too tightly, so they're going to do that. Bell peppers are doing good. You'll notice I only have 2 right now, and that was on purpose. I nipped the rest in the bud. I'll tell you in a second why we did that. The reason why I nipped them in the bud, that's all the little flowering buds that were starting to happen, is because the bell pepper was only about this tall when I nipped them, and now look how much it's grown. There's that oranging, if you can see. These are supposed to be orange bell peppers, so this one's oranging quite a bit. This one's kind of getting there. It's still pretty green. Well, let's talk about this eggplant. So one of the things I do like is I'm seeing a lot of new leaf growth the first time, and oh man, pretty much ever since we've had it, it's showing new leaves. For those first-time watchers right now, you can see that a lot of these leaves look like they were chewed up by some kind of insect. Well, that was aphids. They attacked them when they were young. I put a lot of work into aphid control on this plant here, and you can see that the newest leaves almost have no damage. This one here, they're almost perfect. My compost pile is still not steaming. This is pretty much the 5th day in a row it stopped steaming. I've done a few things. I've added some wood ash, but there's probably a couple problems going on here. I added some wood ash to maybe bring down the acidity because we're putting a lot of kitchen scraps in here lately. It's also possible that my green to brown ratio is off right now. I added a second round of coffee grounds, as you know, and that may have actually stunted the effect. You know what? I totally spoke too soon. It is totally steaming right now. I just want to compare and contrast the color of this stuff that I just turned out that was steaming versus the stuff on top that's brown. Look how dark and black that is. Last but not least, our mom's tomatoes she gave me. It was very bush-like when I first got it. I did snip probably about 2/3 of the little saplings to give these. I snipped the saplings to give these guys more room to grow. They will take over the rest of the pot over time. Not to say that the ones that I snipped won't try to recover. Their root system is still intact. You can see this little guy here still trying to come back, but we'll continue to nip them as they grow. As for the spaghetti squash, it continues to struggle after 2 vine borers attacked it earlier this week. I didn't film that. I was very upset. So today I'm going to spray with this organicide here. It's been raining a lot, and I want to make sure that the fungus and mold gets off of these plants in time for them to grow. This is an organic spray. It can be applied every day, every other day. It's very weak. It requires a lot of reapplication to make sure it's effective. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fertilize. I use this organic garden tone fertilizer. It is a 3-4-4 fertilizer, which basically means all-purpose. It's rained a lot in the last couple of weeks, so when I last applied the fertilizer, it's all pretty much rinsed out now. This is a very readily available fertilizer. That means it kind of goes into the soil immediately. The plants can immediately feed off of it, and it pretty much runs its course quickly.
Like a cat bats into a female, turn you inside out to lick you.